is me being honest again. This is one of those topics that I just got to be honest about. Breaking up doesn't always mean you stop caring about that person. Mm-mm. Sometimes your feelings don't just disappear. Your feelings for someone you were romantically involved with can just shift. It can get awkward with what to talk about. It can be awkward when you see each other in public because your feelings have shifted. It gets awkward when you don't know what lane to talk in anymore. Do you speak like friends or do you speak to each other like two people who have once loved each other and still have feelings for each other? When you feel the weight of what was left undone and unsaid, when you think about the plans that you had that never happened and the words that never made it out of your mouth or out of your heart, those moments can be awkward. And here is the big question. Can you actually stay friends after the romance is gone? Or is that just a hopeful thing we tell ourselves? Now, here is my truth. It depends on the people and the energy between those two people. It depends on those two people and how they decide to handle it. So before we get into this topic, um, let's talk about all of the possibilities. It is Wild Card Wednesday. What up, family? Greetings and salutations. I am Davena, the relationship guru. Now, this is where we shake things up, spill the real, and take a deep dive into everything love, sex, and romance. Now, since you are here, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe buttons. It means so much to me and it helps to get this content out to new viewers. Now, today I am being honest on when staying friends after a breakup will work and when it won't work. When it just won't work. So let's get into it right now. Now, here is to when staying friends will work. Now, it is possible you can be friends with your ex if both people are mature. It is possible if both people are emotionally mature and ready to handle things in a new way. Sometimes two people realize their love may not last forever, but the bond that they had created in the time that they shared still mattered. Now, maybe you built something real, shared some dreams, supported each other, and grew together. Now, that energy does not just go away. So, next, you can handle being friends if you let go of the what ifs. You cannot be friends if one person is still secretly hoping that you will get back together. It's just not going to work. Also, you can be friends if you can figure out a new way to be friends by making new rules for your friendship, creating new boundaries. No more late night flirty text, no sex texting, and no messages about how much I miss you. Even when you are just bored or just remembering the time you shared. Now, check this one out. You can be friends also if you give it time. It is okay to take a break and heal. Give yourself some time before you be friends again. Now, if the breakup was mutual and peaceful, there's a good chance the friendship can grow into something new with honesty, respectfulness, and maybe even a deeper friendship than your romantic relationship was. So there is that. Now let's flip it on the other side. Here is when staying friends will not work. When it does not work after a breakup. So here is me being honest again. Sometimes a breakup is messy. Breakups can be painful and one-sided. One person might still be catching feelings while the other person has already moved on. That's when let's be friends becomes confusing, when that is not clear, that there is no chance to reconcile the relationship. Now, if the thought of seeing that person with someone else makes you feel some type of way, then you are not ready. Friendships should not hurt more than it heals. Holding on because you feel guilty or miss the past only makes your healing take longer. It only prolongs your ability to get over it and move on. Now, here is me being honest with you again. You can care about someone and care about them at a distance and care about them from a distance. Sometimes the healthiest move for you is to care for them from a distance. So you cannot be friends with your ex if you are not honest about your intentions. Don't pretend that you're cool just to stay close. That does not work and it's not fair. Next, you cannot be friends with your ex if you're staying friends to reopen old wounds. Take a step back and respect your own healing. Yes, respect yourself and your own healing. Now, here is a twist. You cannot be friends with your ex if you cannot move on with maturity. Friendships after a breakup will only work when two people know how they feel and they are being honest with themselves and with each other. Yes. Now, here are my final thoughts. And here is me being honest again. Honestly, I'm being honest. Friendship after a breakup is not impossible. However, it is not automatic either. Sometimes two people who have been in love or in a romantic relationship can transition into solid friends. For others, those connections are meant to stay in your past. But keep in mind, not every ex has to be an enemy. Sometimes it just needs to be a chapter in your life that you learned from, that you learned some lessons from. And honestly, when it really comes down to knowing how you feel and what you can handle, is the thing that matters most. Yes. So I invite you to this conversation. Tell me what you think. I would love to know your comments. Yes. Please feel free to comment. I do read the comments. Well, family, I pray that you are feeling grateful for another day in this amazing journey we call life. It would really mean a lot to me if you would like this video and share it with at least 2 people. Every like, every share, and every subscribe lets me know how much you appreciate this content, and it means the world to me. It it keeps this platform growing, and honestly, it reminds me of why I got started in the first place. So if anything I've said touched you, made you think, made you laugh, show a little love back. Like and subscribe to the Relationship Guru channel. Taking just 1 second to hit the like and subscribe buttons makes a huge difference for me. Now, I hope to see you back here next week for another Wild Card Wednesday. Until next time, stay locked in and ciao for now.